Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show with Todd Schroth, except Todd is not with us today. He is at the EXP convention having a good old time in Las Vegas. No FOMO here, kind of a little bit. So we are continuing on with this great topic, which is why the team model works for me. And last week, Todd had a great show with Brooke on his team, and she does an awesome job. And today, I am Daniel Betancourt, team leader here locally, and I'm with my incredible team member, Luis Mendez. Thank you for joining us, and
Thanks for having me.
appreciate that. This is 2 lives in 1 week, so we're going prime time soon.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Well, Luis, you've been licensed for some years in real estate, and you were working as a part-time. You got started as a part-time agent in real estate, and you joined a team, and you became full-time. And not too long ago, you joined my real estate team. So, in your journey, why would you say that being on a team is beneficial for real estate agents out there?
Well, actually, I started full time for the first few months. I just had no idea what I was doing, and then because I was solo, so I had no idea what I was doing. So I failed hard. I mean, it was just bad. So I went back to my full time job and did real estate on the side, and then it wasn't until I was able to join a team that was able to help me go from part-time real estate agent to a full-time real estate agent. And like one of the things was, especially the tools and technology, having the CRMs and having the all the technology that communicates with the clients and kind of it does your workload a lot better. I mean, in those the prices for that's a little bit higher for solo agents, especially if they're new. So being part of a team, where the leader will have, cover those costs definitely helps out big time.
Right. So what happens a lot of times on teams, the team leader, they've experimented with all of these different systems and hopefully they figured out which system works well for the kind of business they're running. And they don't have to spend thousands of dollars trying out a system and it not working and then switching to some other system, or sometimes they do, but it's nice as a team member, you're not the one who's spending all that money trying to figure out which system works. And a lot of times an agent will join a team and they have a lot of those wrinkles already ironed out, and they have all kinds of action plans in their CRMs, and they have strategies for being most efficient with the customers that they're working. And it allows the team members, what I found, it allows the team members to focus most of their time being one-on-one with the customers, which is really our highest income earning time that we have, is when we're spending time one-on-one with the customers. It's not when we're, doing paperwork or, all kinds of other, administrative duties that a solo agent or an independent agent might have to do with themselves. So, I've found that you can kind of, if you don't have a lot of experience, you gain a lot of experience very quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean, and with the technology and tools, it helps. You get leads too, which is a big thing. And I mean, like you said, when you're a new agent, you go on solo. It's really like you're in a new world. I mean, it's like you get hit by a train and you just have no idea what's going on. And I think that's why a majority of the people fail as realtors. I mean, the joke in Florida, when you get pulled over by a cop, they ask for your license and your real estate license. Because everyone's a realtor, but how many people actually succeed in being a realtor? Well, I think being part of a team, it's, you're under someone who's ready, went through all the trial and errors and the fire and all that stuff, and you're now just get to coast on them, learn from them, and then perhaps maybe start your own team in the future.
Right. And in our situation, we have morning huddles. Our team has morning huddles. So when you're having some struggles or some difficulties with customers, we can all bounce ideas off of each other. And even if you're not having the same struggle as someone else on the team, you're learning from that experience. So, you might have 3 or 4 struggles this week, and another agent might have 3 or 4 struggles this week, and another agent might have 3 or 4 different struggles. So between 3 people, you've got 12 different struggles. But because we're talking it out as a group, everyone is learning how to overcome all of those struggles. So that way, when that 11th struggle comes up for the first agent, they already remember, this is what we talked about last week, and this is how the other agent on my team overcame that, and this is the advice the team leader gave. So that's something that I enjoy a lot about our huddles, is that everybody's learning from each other's experiences. And as a team leader, sometimes I haven't been in every possible experience there is in real estate, but when we have the team members added to the huddle, we're all learning from each other. So that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, that's a big support, and that's like another reason that helps out, with the team. Why it works is it's that support, because I mean, every client's like a fingernail, like a thumbprint, it's a fingerprint. They're never the same. You always, I mean, I've been on this where it's like, I kind of feel like whenever there's closing, there's always something going to happen. There's always a little puzzle for every client, and there's always an issue. And it's always new. And after you hear somebody else go through it, you know how to handle it better. And it's good to have a team, so that way it's like, it's better to learn from somebody else than having to go through it yourself. And it's that's a big blessing for being part of the team.
Yes, when I first got my license, I didn't know where to go, where to turn. I don't remember them teaching me any of that stuff in real estate school. In real estate school, they mainly teach you how to stay out of jail, like what not to do in real estate. And so once you get your license and you're just kind of thrown out there like you're a real estate agent now, and you're like, really, am I? I don't feel that different than before. And so you hear a little chatter from different people. Now it's different than when I got my real estate license. Facebook wasn't a thing, and all this digital. So now people can get more information more easily and quickly. But when I first got started, I had my full-time job and I had my part-time job in real estate, and I used to put these little ads in the newspaper, and people would call on the ads, and it was always a treat to get a phone call from one of those ads, because I was busy doing my full-time job, and then my phone would ring, and I'm like, cool, it's a real estate lead. And then I would speak with them and keep doing my full-time job. And then what happened was, when I left my full-time job, I was home, and I'm like, I'm a full-time realtor now. And I'm like sitting at home at my desk, and I'm waiting for the phone to ring, because when you have a full-time job, to fill in all that gap in between the phone ringing, the time goes. So every call is a treat.
Oh, yeah.
You're relying on that phone to ring, and it's not ringing. Maybe it used to ring twice a week or something like that. And you're sitting there all week, like, when's the phone going to ring? When are people going to see my ad that I have out there? It becomes stressful. And I remember sitting at the desk thinking, what do realtors do all day? Like, what is it? What do they do all day? Obviously, when you're on a team, you know what to do, because you have a lot of guidance, and you have someone that's pouring into you and mentoring you. At least that's how it should be. And that's how Todd and I try to run our teams. What other benefits would you say? Is there anything else you can think of?
Yeah, I would say the whole to tag on to that, because when you're on job, that's not real estate. You're there 9 to 5. You get paid. For whatever time you get paid regardless. Whereas in real estate, if you don't work, you don't eat. And the good thing part of a team is you have that accountability. And it's not necessarily saying that you're lazy or something, but it's just more that pressure. You want to you're competing against the people on there. You're always talking to people, so you just want to step up your game and try to be better than better than you could be as a person. But you want to do good. You don't want to be left behind. So that
Right.
accountability is puts a lot of that. It kind of puts you in that 9 to 5 gap where you feel like you have a lot of stuff to do. And I would say the biggest thing is that training. Mm-hmm. There's so much to learn, and when you're in a group, it's always better to be in a team with someone who's above you, who knows more, who's done more deals, so that way they could pull you up to that next level.
Yes, yes. And, with the accountability, what you were talking about with accountability, it's nice to, even when you try to be, accountable and remember everything, it's nice that there's someone else who has your back and says,
Yeah.
hey, what about so and so? And it might be like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about so and so. So
Yeah.
thanks for the reminder. So, that happens sometimes in our huddles. So, yeah, the tools, the technology, the culture, everyone, just the camaraderie, celebrating each other's wins, helping each other overcome challenges. If someone leaves town or goes on vacation, you have someone who can help you out and be there for you. Sometimes when you're an independent agent, if you leave town, you're spending your whole like vacation on your phone or whatever it is, working still. So
Yeah.
uh, that can be stressful. And that was one of the reasons why in the beginning I started a team, because I needed someone to help me out. I wanted some support when I couldn't be around and not always have a working vacation. And so, there's a lot of it's not a lot of controversy, but there's a lot of chatter sometimes out there about being on teams and not being on teams. And like you said earlier in the beginning of our conversation, I've heard the statistic that it's like 85% of realtors who get their license, they're out of the business within 2 to 5 years. And
Yeah.
so, some of those people who are anti-team, had they joined a team, maybe that failure rate would be much, much lower because they would have gotten that experience and they would have been able to work in the field that they were hoping to have some success in.
Yeah. Big
So,
time.
yeah. Anything else that you want to share? You've been really busy. You were at an appraisal today. You had a closing a couple days ago. You made a listing pending recently. You're making offers all the time. So you're doing an awesome job as a team member. You're on fire, and you're on social media, and you're posting things and creating engaging discussions, and just you're not waiting for stuff to fall on your lap, which is awesome. Some people think I'm going to join a team, so I don't have to, do anything outside of the box. I can just wait for my email to ding or my text message to ding or the phone to ring. But you're also out there, becoming like the mayor of your little town. Not your little town, but your Facebook group. You've got quite the following. So you're doing an awesome job, and you're a great example of what a team member should be, in my opinion.
Well, thank you. I'm, there's still a lot to learn and a lot to like come together and organize and fix. But reading the Bible, when you learn about Daniel's always, he always, wherever he was really successful and always excellent. Same like Joseph, and really motivates me to want to do even better and better and better wherever God has me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for you also, you're enlightened, and you're the light in the life of a lot of people out there also, and in your customers. When we're working with customers and customers are down or stressed, I haven't like ridden in the car with you with your customers, but I can tell your personality type is like most of the agents on our team. They have this personality type where we don't freak out, we don't panic, we try to be a calm in the storm. For our customers, they don't transact real estate every day, weekly or monthly like we do. So when something feels uncomfortable, it causes them a lot of anxiety. But once you've done a good amount of transactions, you can be that stabilizer and that light, sometimes in their dark mind when they feel things are going wrong. So that's an awesome illustration. You use the Bible to illustrate that, which is awesome. And anything else that you want to share before we end?
No,
end this show of Todd's?
I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, Todd will be back with us on Monday. I don't know when he's coming back from Las Vegas, probably tomorrow, but he'll be back soon enough. And thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll see you on tomorrow's huddle call.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So you have a great rest of the day. Take care.
You too. Have fun.